begin the discussion session. Well, first of all, thank you for sharing the digital healthcare's trend and your thoughts. And I myself, being a CEO of a company, and I myself as a professor at a university, I had my personal feelings of listening to your presentation. So I would like to ask, you presented about digital healthcare, and my company's product is like you said, we are focusing on SNAD but without a hardware. So when I conducted my business, the most difficult part was licensing. So in April this year, we got the final licensing, but during the process, there were a lot of like not understandable like issues. Like, so I of course preemptively needed a GMP licensing, but we are software based. But they asked us if we have a manufacturing facility or not. But we only have the software computer based technology, but they required us a physical space to get licensing. And when we worked on this licensing procedure, of course, we are software based, so we thought we wanted to make an e purchase on website, and the fee of downloading it, we wanted to make it free for downloading. However, during the KFDA's regulation, they said if you want to get licensed and if people download it, you can't sell it with a disk, flash disk. You'll have to get licensing for that separately. So in Korea, they're trying to drive this. However, we need innovation and deregulate in this sense. So for software-oriented companies, the government level should deregulate this issue, like making mandatory for hardware. So, but we're currently Korea is lagging behind on this sense. So, shouldn't we deregulate this at the government level or the university level? What are your thoughts on this? So I'm okay. Sorry, the microphone is off. So I leading the digital health department. Each department's professor request various services, and if I listen to them, cloud or other outside resources, they make use and process patients' data. So that is the most common field. So they want to open a network on the digital health sector, and we monitor and review their request. Well, opening a network itself is probably would belong to the hospital policy, but there is personal security issue, privacy issue. So we should take a look at if there is any security issue. And the way we process this is that outsourcing this privacy data. So there, I personally forgot the exact terminology, but when we use this and make use of cloud technology, then it's possible to move information back and forth. That was the answer that I got when I asked them. And whenever there's a change in this field, they have to change the entire model. So that's why a lot of people get confused at that stage. So when it comes to digital security or privacy, those people say that they have their reasonable and rational ideas, and they all have their personal individual thoughts. But it's difficult to say what is the best or what is right. But if there is a common platform that everyone can make use of, and if we sign this and approve this platform, and if the government approves licensing for them, then probably enterprises, businesses, and hospitals will feel less burden, I would say. Well, then, in that sense, if we build a platform regarding that, we still have this remote platform. So if we use sandbox platform. We're currently working on it. But like you said, Professor, under this such platform, if remote medicine becomes possible, then would medical remote medicine be possible? Actually, well, this is my personal opinion. When it comes to remote medical service, well, instead of saying remote medicine, let's say medical remote medical services because the wording itself is quite sensitive. But there are many people who are pro medical, remote medical services, not only remote medical monitoring, but also the medical practicing itself. There needs a lot of factors to consider, and in terms of platforms, new government regulations, or there are a lot of demands. And what we learn at medical school is always considering benefits and risks. When you practice treatment, if that is the benefit is bigger than risk, then you conduct it. So think the risks should be minimized, and you have to balance between the benefit and risk. And if there is more benefit in a specific field in medicine that has more benefits, then I would say that needs no prohibition. Well, this has to do a lot of metaverse. So under only when we secure this security or safeness, then we will be able to use metaverse. What are your thoughts on this regard? Well, in terms of metaverse, well, I think the metaverse platform quickly being adapted to the medical education. I think that will be quick, but the medical procedures, and probably we need classifications in different fields. There are some platforms where it already adopts the model, so there are partially adapted. And when you consider the business perspective and expandability, instead of installing it in each hospital, when they build a cloud platform to share, but at this point there are legal regulations, so not it's not free to adopt all the demands. Well, I think that is the end of the discussion.